Good morning, children. Now this is another session for chapter 8. Lucy looks into a wardrobe. In the first part, I have given the word meanings. I hope you have written in your notebook. And I have given a brief introduction about the writer, Clive Staples Lewis, and about his writing. Even I shared about some clippings of the movie, The Chronicles of Narnia. The first 6 minutes of the movie has explained the story given in your book. This story is having only 4 pages, and those 4 pages, event, conversation, everything has been included in those clippings. Fine. So now let us go for the reading section. Now today I am reading the chapter. Listen very carefully to each and every word and the conversation, comma, full stop, pause, where do we have to take the pause, everything. And when you watch this video lecture, at that time you open your book also and read along with the video. So now the first page number 82, I have already explained about the writer and some prior knowledge of this chapter. Connect, reflect and imagine that you have to do in your notebook. Connect if you have something to hide, or if you had to hide yourself, where would you do so? Share it with the class. Similarly, reflect, imagine. It is all the write-up that you have to do in your notebook, but with your imagination. I have explained about the writer also. Again, I am reading this section. Clive Staples Lewis was beloved writer of fantasy. He was born in Belfast, Ireland, to a family of book lovers. He was quite an avid reader, as he had started reading novels by the age of 3. Just imagine, at the age of 3 he started reading. By the age of 5, he had already started writing his own stories on dressed animals, inhabiting a fantasy land, an imaginary land. Okay, he started imagining the animals which are dressed like us, and he started writing stories at the age of 5. He has written more than 30 novels. Some of them have been published under the pen name Clive Hamilton. Means his actual name was Clive Staples Lewis, but there is a pen name, that is Clive Hamilton. With this name he used to write the novels. The Chronicles of Narnia, a series of 7 books, is highly acclaimed series. Means लोगों ने बहुत पसंद किया था this series को. 7 books are there. Lucy looks into a wardrobe is an extract taken from The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe, published in 1950. This is the second book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. It took 10 years to complete this novel. Lewis was always fascinated by animals and therefore created a magical world inhabited by animals with human qualities. The story revolves around the adventures of 4 siblings, 4 bhai behan, okay? Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy. Now let us read the chapter. Now, once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy. This story is about something that happened to them when they were sent away from London during the war because of air raids. Air raids meaning is given an attack in which a number of aircraft drop bombs on a place. Now they were sent to the house of an old professor who lived in the heart of the country, 10 miles from the nearest railway station and 2 miles from the nearest post office. Okay, the location of that place was 10 miles from the nearest railway station and 2 miles from the nearest post office. He had no wife. He lived in a very large house with a housekeeper called Mrs. Macready, and 3 servants. Their names were Ivy, Margaret, and Betty, but they do not come into the story much. Means the main housekeeper was Mrs. Macready and 3 servants were there, जिनका नाम बहुत बार नहीं आएगा इस स्टोरी में. He himself was a very old man with shaggy white hair, which grew over most of his face as long as well as on his head. Just a minute, wait. I'm going to do something else. Now, so he was having some, it is not working, let me change again. Okay. Now, saggy white hair which grew over most of his faces as well as on his head. They liked him almost at once. Means the children liked their professor at least once, but on the first evening when he came out to meet them at the front door, he was so odd looking that Lucy, who was the youngest, was a little afraid of him. And Edmund, who was next youngest, wanted to laugh and had to keep on pretending he was blowing his nose to hide it. Means there was a different reaction. Earlier they thought he is a good old man, but when they meet, जब वो मिले उनसे, तो youngest Lucy was a little bit afraid, डर गई वो. And Edmund, the next youngest, जो लूसी से थोड़ा बड़ा था, वो मतलब हंसने लगा, बट प्रिटेंड किया, नाटक किया कि he was just blowing his nose अपनी हंसी छुपाने के लिए. Okay. As soon as they had said good night to the professor and gone upstairs on the first night, the boys came into the girls' room and they all talked it over. All 4 brothers sisters, they came in one room, they sat in one room and they started talking. That is, भाई बहन के बीच में जिस तरह की बातें होती है. Fine. We have fallen on our feet. Fallen on our feet. Now it is very, very important phrase and no mistakes. Fallen on our feet. This sentence is your nothing but your phrase. Okay. Collection of words giving a new meaning. Fine. Fallen on our feet. Okay, it means successful or lucky enough, and we didn't have any mistake. हमने कोई गलती नहीं की और we came here. Said Peter. Peter was the eldest one. Peter सबसे बड़ा भाई था इसमें से. Fine. And then this is going to be perfectly splendid. That old chap will let us do anything we like. क्या कहता है बड़ा वाला कि हम तो सक्सेसफुली आ गए यहाँ पे एंड यहाँ पे रहना बहुत मजेदार रहेगा, स्प्लेंडिड, एक्सलेंट. एंड द ओल्ड चैप विल लेट अस डू एनीथिंग वी लाइक. हम जो करना चाहेंगे वो करने देगा. देन Susan, I think he is an old dear. Means now old dear. Again it is a phrase. Old dear means a little bit rude person. Okay. Again it is a phrase that you have to understand. Fine. I am again highlighting it. Old dear. Fine. Said Susan, the second one. So, oh, come off it. Then the third one, what he is saying? Oh, come off it. Hato jao, jane do. Means disagree. Means Susan said, first one said, ki fine, it is very splendid, maza aega. Second one said, Susan said, he is an old dear, means a little bit rude person. And the third, Edmund said, oh, hato jao, disagree, completely disagreed. Nahi mana uski baat ko. Fine. And then, who was tired and pretending not to be tired. He was very much tired, लेकिन क्या करता रहा था? He was just pretending, means play act, नाटक कर रहा था that he is not tired. And which always made him bad tempered. Means suppose if you are tired, थके हुए हो, लेकिन अगर आप ये बता रहे हो कि you are not tired, obviously you are going to have a spoiled mood. गुस्सा आएगा, चिड़चिड़ापन आएगा, bad tempered. So don't go on talking like that. इतना चिढ़ा हुआ था. He said that don't go on talking like that. Then the Susan said, like what? Like what? And anyone, it's time you were in bed. Anyway, it's time you were in bed. इस समय हो गया, go to bed. Then again Edmund replied, try to talk like mother. माँ के जैसे बात कर रही हो. And who are you to say when I'm to go to bed? Go to bed yourself. Okay? Means he was so angry. He said that fine. You go to the bed. Then the youngest one, Lucy, hadn't we better go to bed? There is sure to be a row if we are heard talking here. Means अगर हम लोग बात करते हुए सुने गए, तो then we will be asked in a row कि सब लाइन से खड़े हो जाओ, and for the punishment. So better we should go to bed. हमें सो जाना चाहिए. Then the eldest one, Peter, no, they won't. I tell you, this is a sort of house where no one is going to mind what we do. It is such a house, ऐसा घर है कि that if whatever we do, nobody is going to mind. Anyway, they won't hear us. हमारी कोई बात नीचे सुनाई नहीं देगी. It's about 10 minutes walk from here down to the dining room, and any amount of stairs and passages between them. Means it was such a huge house. From their room to the dining room, there was a walk of 10 minutes. 10 minutes लगते. And there was any amount of, means number of stairs and passages in between. उनके रूम से लेकर डाइनिंग हॉल तक में number of stairs, मतलब सीढ़ियाँ और passages, corridors हैं. So it is very difficult for them to hear us. हमारी बातें नहीं सुन सकते कोई भी. Okay? Now the next page. Now the next page. Yes. What's that noise? What's that noise? Said Lucy suddenly. Lucy asked, what's that noise? ये क्या शोर कैसा है? It was a far larger house than she had ever been in before, and the thought of all those long passages and rows of doors and leading into empty rooms was beginning to make her feel a little creepy. थोड़ा सा creepy feel हो रहा था उसे. Why? Because it was a huge house. Okay, he had never seen that such a big house, and long passages and rows of doors, इतने सारे दरवाजे, and all doors were leading to the empty rooms. खाली खाली कमरे was beginning to make her feel a little creepy. She started feeling nervous. Then the elder one, next youngest, it's only a bird, silly, said Edmund. It's an owl, said Peter. This is going to be a wonderful place for birds. I shall go to bed now. मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ. I say, let's go and explore. पता लगाते हैं कल. Tomorrow. You might find anything in a place like this. You might find, ऐसे शायद ही कोई जगह मिले. You might find anything in a place like this. Did you see those mountains as we came along, and the woods? Woods means यहाँ पे woods का मतलब क्या है? It is jungle. There might be eagles. There might be stags. There will be hawks. Means now he is saying, he started calling the names. Eagles हो सकते हैं, stags हो सकते हैं, hawks हो सकते हैं. Then the Lucy said badgers. Then Edmund foxes. Then Susan rabbits. They started adding the name of the animals. But when next morning came, there was a steady rain falling. So thick, मतलब इतनी ज़्यादा बारिश हो रही थी that when you looked out of the window, you could see neither the mountains nor the woods nor even the stream in the garden. This garden से एक छोटी सी नदी बह रही थी. That is called stream. Nothing was visible outside the house. बाहर कुछ नहीं दिख रहा था. Of course, it would be raining, said Edmund. They had just finished their breakfast with the professor and were upstairs in the room he had set apart for them. A long, low room with two windows looking out in one direction to in another. मीन्स एक लंबा सा बड़ा सा रूम उनको दिया गया था प्रोफेसर